Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Hey, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems. And we have an incredible show topic today. Oh my gosh, do we have an incredible topic. Hey, listen, if you didn't get a chance to tune in last week, woo, that was strong. We talked about viruses. We talked about COVID. We talked about how you can become your own natural antiviral healer. You can strengthen your immune responses. So I'm going to take a moment and say, head on over to Ask Dr. Ernst, iTunes, simple, podcast, type in the phrase Ask Dr. Ernst. You'll see the most recent at the top. If you're watching on our YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook channels, go to the video section, and what you'll be able to see is previous shows. We have over 7 years worth of content on those channels. So that's a good way to get connected. And listen, welcome if you're new. Maybe you're new, okay? We've been on this airway for a long time, and we have a lot of really good content that's basically free. The easiest resource is askdrernst.com. We have everything from shopping lists to guides to protocols. Get this, even a simple search bar. Type in any condition you can think of. Parkinson's, MS, Alzheimer's, you name it, and you're going to find resources that are free. Information on what it is, what's the functional cause, and watch this. Every single article will show you things you can do right now to start to heal yourself. And yes, also quick little tidbit announcement time. Ding, 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 ding. It is the 30th today. Can you believe the month of January is done? I can't. It's like, where did you go, January? Like, you just disappeared. So next Saturday, guys, February the 6th, it is Heart Health Month. It is Valentine's. We're talking about your heart. We're talking about fixing things like cholesterols and sugars and triglycerides and blood pressure and arrhythmias and prolapses and anything that has to do with your heart. That's at 10 a.m. next Saturday the 6th, and it's free. And what is it? It's a webinar. And so all you have to do is just hop on your computer, open it up, click on the link, and you can watch every single thing that you need to do to fix whatever heart health-related condition you have. Why am I doing that? It's the number one cause of death in the U.S., heart disease. Number two, a lot of people deal with high blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, you name it, okay? We're always freaking out. Oh, my cholesterol's high. My doctor wants to put me on a statin. I don't want to have a heart attack. Okay, you don't have to do any of that. Just fix the underlying cause, and also, guess what? Everything drops, including your risks to have a heart attack. So that's all free. It's on the 6th. It's at 10 a.m. And the number is simple, 704-906-2094. 704-906-2094. Once more, 704-906-2094. All right, pleasantries are done. On to the topic. Dun, dun, dun. Why are my blood labs always so high? Why is everything elevated? Why is it high triglycerides and high cholesterol and high blood sugars and high enzymes and high this and high that and hello? Why is very rarely it low? Think about this. When's the last time you went into your doctor during their annual physical and they went, gosh, Mark, John, Susie, Carol, Bill, Smith, whatever, you have a major issue. Your cholesterol is so low, we're worried that you're going to fall apart. Never. Your blood pressure is so low. We don't understand. Rarely. Your sugars are so low, you're going to pass out. Hardly. Why are they always high? And if you've been listening to my show for any duration of time, you have to understand one simple philosophical concept about your health and about your healing. If something's high, it is compensating for something that's low somewhere else. Does that make sense? If I have a lot of credit card debt, it means that my balances are high and everything else is high and I've got collections coming after me, but that's not the cause. The cause is my inability to control my spending. The cause is a deficit in understanding that you only buy what you can afford. The cause is a deficiency in my ability to control my finances. So, do you see how it works? If something's elevated, there's a deficiency creating the elevation because the body is homeostatic. What does that mean? It's a fancy medical term for always in balance. So if your sugars are high, something's low. If your pressure is high, something's low. If your triglycerides are high, something's low. If liver enzymes are high, something's low. If it's high, it's low. It's high, it's low. It's high, it's low. Do you see it? Why are my blood labs always high? Something is deficient that you're not addressing. Now, are you deficient in medications? Your physicians will want you to think, yes. Oh, John, your cholesterol is 290. You're about to have a heart attack, and we're going to fix this by giving you a drug. It's called a statin, and it's going to bring your cholesterol down, and you won't have a heart attack. Okay, there's a lot of falsities behind that statement. It happens a lot. And listen, and when I say a lot, I mean now Big Pharma wants you to take statins before you even have high cholesterol to try to prevent you from having high cholesterol. That's crazy. I want you to hear this and hear this loudly. Cholesterol is important. It is necessary for your health. You can't live without cholesterol. Technically, it's a critical structural element that helps you to heal. Technically, it moves fats and other molecules around and is required to produce hormones. So pay attention today because I'm going to share with you the deficiencies that cause high cholesterol, high triglycerides, high blood sugars, high blood pressure, etc. And there's the music, right? You hear it? Yeah. We're rocking it out like 60s, 70s styles today. But guess what? We'll be back. Don't worry about that. Now's when you pick up the phone. 704-906-2094. 704-906-2094. Register for the free webinar on the 6th, and we'll be right back.
Sterling believes in the science of CBD. Here's 3 great reasons to choose Sterling CBD. Reason number 1, Sterling is pure CBD. Sterling CBD is made from pure CBD isolate. We remove all the THC and unnecessary compounds, leaving only pure CBD. Reason number 2, backed by science. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, has approved CBD for U.S. Olympic athletes, but they only approve pure CBD, like Sterling CBD. Reason number 3, our organic hemp is FDA approved. At Sterling CBD, we quality control test at every manufacturing stage. We start with organic hemp plants and track them to our FDA-registered food-grade extraction facility. Our pure CBD products include capsules, isolates, lotions, and oils. We even have CBD pet products. You can find Sterling CBD at drernstscbd.com. Use the coupon code Dr. Ernst for 20% off your order.
People are the heart of Jordan Essentials, and our products are the cornerstone. 100% of the population needs skincare in some shape or form, and of course there's a lot to choose from. So what makes Jordan Essentials different? We often like to say it's what we don't put in our products. We avoid harmful chemicals and pack our products with natural, botanical, beneficial solutions for you and your family.
How come there are people who drink a pint of whiskey a day for 20, 30 years, and at the end of it only 20 or 30% become cirrhotic? What happened to the others? And we speculated, we hypothesized, it's the enzyme, alcoholic dehydrogenase made by the stomach. Maybe it's different, maybe it's genes, maybe it's polymorphism. Mm-hmm. The answer appears to be coffee. If you drink that much alcohol and drink 1 cup of regular coffee a day, 20% reduction in alcoholic cirrhosis risk, 2 cups 40%, 4 cups 80%. It's not a license to drink heavily.
Right.
And drink coffee and protect your liver. You could still get Korsakoff psychosis, cardiomyopathy, pancreatitis, kill people on the road, ruin your marriage, but it does protect the liver. It's pretty amazing.
Here's a secret your grocery store does not want you to know. At ThriveMarket.com, get up to 50% off all your organic groceries, delivered to your door for free. Shop organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, and paleo. And get a free jar of coconut oil. Thrive Market. Wholesome products, wholesale prices. Get your free coconut oil today only at ThriveMarket.com.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. It's the show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free when you heal yourself. And I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst. And today's topic is, why are my labs always high? If you've been tuning in since the top of the hour, we're jumping straight into it, hard and heavy. Cholesterol, blood pressure, triglycerides, liver enzymes, you name it. Why is everything so high? And to start it off, we talked about the fact that the body is homeostatic. What that means is always in balance. Well, Dr. Ernst, my body doesn't feel balanced. I could easily need to lose 50 pounds. So where's my imbalance? Well, your health is deficient. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Dr. Ernst, my blood sugars are 220 no matter what I do. Even if I fast, they're high. Well, you're deficient in the nutrients necessary to unlock the insulin receptor, or you don't have enough insulin in the first place. Deficient. Cholesterol's high, triglycerides are high. Well, we're going to talk about that today. How do you solve that super fast? Okay. Is cholesterol important? Yes. Highly important. It's a critical element. Listen to this. 25% of the cholesterol in your body is found in your brain. You know the number one side effect of taking statins for a long period of time? What was that thing I was going to try to say? The tip of my tongue. I just can't. I don't even know if I remember my own name or my own kids or whatever. Mental decline, cognitive decline. Why? You lower your cholesterol inappropriately. You lower your mental capacity inappropriately. 25% of your cholesterol is in your brain. In fact, cholesterol has been linked to cognitive function disorders in the elderly. If you have really high cholesterol, you tend to have poor health issues with your brain. If you have really low cholesterol, you have poor health issues with your brain. You want normal. And we got to talk about cholesterol because a lot of you think cholesterol is the wrong thing. Cholesterol is an essential building block for all hormones. Men, low T. You know, I was driving here not that long ago, and I saw this big sign, billboard in Charlotte. Have you seen it, right? It says, low T, let's fix it. And they show, like, you know, football players got like a very, it's a woman who's not wearing a lot of clothes hanging on to him, like, oh, you have high T now. I love you. So, like, we've got to fix this, right? So don't take testosterone. Fix your cholesterol issues, and your testosterone comes up naturally. Ladies, right? Can't lose weight no matter what I do. Even keto, cert, you name it. I'm fasting, I'm gaining weight. That's cortisol issue, and that means your cholesterol is off balance typically. Vitamin D is required, not just for cholesterol metabolism, but you make vitamin D from cholesterol. So you might be saying, well, I don't understand. Why do I have so much cholesterol then? Because you're not converting it. Do you see it? It's like wood. All right. If I want to burn a fire, I need wood. So I have a wood delivery service. They bring me 7 cords of wood a week. I burn 7 cords of wood. I'm happy. Everything's in balance. But let's say I run out of matches and it's cold or it's warm outside and I don't want to burn a fire. Well, the 7 cords still show up. And all of a sudden you're like, I got too much wood. I got too much cholesterol. It's not being converted. It's not being burned. It's not being used. When you're deficient in vitamin D, it means the cholesterol is piling up because you're not converting it properly. And get this, it's a catch-22. Vitamin D is needed to burn the wood, to get the cholesterol out. So the deficiency is often with certain vitamins. We'll talk about all the vitamins associated with cholesterol, triglycerides, and sugars and blood pressure in a moment. But watch this. Cholesterol helps you to digest your food. What? Did you know that? You need cholesterol to make bile. You need bile to digest fat. And a lot of you are doing this. Well, fat is bad. I'm going ultra low fat. I'm not going to eat any fat, actually, because fat's bad. Wrong. You don't eat enough fat. You can't get the bile out. And what happens to your cholesterol? So you need to fix your deficiencies. Real quick, I'm going to spend some time on this. What are the types of cholesterol? See, people will come to me and they'll say, Dr. Ernst, oh my God, my cholesterol's 210. The doctor wants me on a statin. What should I do? And I'm like, okay, cool. Total's 210. What's your LDL, HDL, VLDL, your particle sizes? And you know what most people say to me? I have no idea. Or they'll say like, oh, well, they tested my LDL and it's 110, and so I'm going to have a heart attack. Not yet. The numbers themselves are meaningless. Well, they have a meaning, but they're not connected to heart health until we see ratios and sizes and everything else. So I hope you understand this. Total cholesterol means all of your cholesterols counted out to come up with a total number. What is involved in the total? LDL, HDL, VLDL. Okay? Those 3 types of lipoproteins, when you combine them, will give you your total number. So as an example, total cholesterol is 200. If your LDLs are 100 and your VLDLs are 50, do the math. HDL must be, right, 50. Okay, so you just sum them all up. Now, what is LDL? Well, that's the one that everybody says is bad, but in actuality, you need it. You can't survive without it. If LDL is off balance, I'm going to tell you what's going on. It's not that you're going to have a heart attack. What it means is your thyroid is usually interfered with because you need thyroid hormones to convert the LDL into active cholesterol. If your blood sugars are off balance, your LDLs will elevate. So the deficiency is in your health and the LDLs climb. Now, what should LDL cholesterol be? Well, it's going to sound strange because medically, they're going to say they need to be less than 100, which is almost nearly impossible to pull off unless you're what? Medicated. So notice that they make the bar so high that only you can achieve it through a drug. That's medicine for you. But what is the actual ideal range, like in a perfect world? Well, 100, 110, 120. We, functionally, are not going to panic unless we see like 200 or 220 or something to this effect. Now understand this. LDL has types. There's pattern A and pattern B. Pattern A is known as large particle LDLs, and those are the most common. So watch this. You want them. They're big, huge sponges that go around and clean up the mess. Now you have B, which are small, and those are more dangerous because they're prone to being oxidized. They can squeeze into the little tiny cells. So what if your LDL is 125, high, but 90% of it is pattern A? Fantastic, light fireworks. You want that. In fact, I would take that any day over an LDL of 100, but all particle B patterns. Ugh, bad. Do you see it? So you need to know more about what kind of cholesterol you have. Now, what is VLDL? No one talks about this. It's like the crazy uncle in the corner who nobody even wants to talk about because we're all like, I don't know. I'm not sure. It stands for very low density lipoprotein, and its job is to move your triglycerides around into your tissues. So it actually is a cholesterol that carries fat. And if your VLDLs are high, it tells us, oh, you're not metabolizing fats properly. Very rare to have VLDL issues, but normally 5, maybe as high as 30, and no one talks about it. But you do need to know about it. So think about this. The next time your doctor says, John, your cholesterol is high, statins or you die. Doc, real quick, what pattern is my LDL? And what's my VLDL doing? And what's my HDL to VLDL to DLDL to LDL? Just kidding. What's my ratios? Got them all confused. What's my ratio between total and HDL, total and LDL, total and VLDL? And what is my VLDL to HDL and HDL to LDLs? You know what your doctor's going to say? Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. I don't know. Okay, so you need to know. HDL cholesterol, extremely important that you understand this. It's actually a protein, not a cholesterol. Lipoprotein, it is the primary sweeper. It's like a dustpan picker-upper, okay? Just like LDL can pick stuff up, so can HDL. And you want your HDLs to be, ready for this? High. As high as you can get them, right? If your total is 200, I want to see an HDL of 100. If your total is 300 and your doctor says you're going to pop, as long as your HDL is 150, you're not going to pop. Now, if your total is 200, but your HDL is 50, red alert. You need a 2-to-1 ratio. Total cholesterol 2 times that of HDL. Guys, I'm sharing with you ultimate secrets that no one's going to talk to you about. And I'm sharing with you why you can have high cholesterol but still be insanely healthy. Levels above 100 for HDL can be a challenge if your total cholesterol is not high enough. So we want them in balance. So again, remember this. Cholesterol is good. You need it. You need to have a good amount of cholesterol. It should not be 160, 150, 140, 130. That's an alert. In fact, the Mayo Clinic actually published some studies showing if your total cholesterol is less than 170, you're at risk for heart attacks and strokes and death. So you need it 180, 190, 200, 210, 220. Yet it's going to be labeled as high because medicine says lower, lower, lower. So remember, the ratio is important, okay? What do we want? We want a total to HDL ratio of about a 2 to 2.5 max. We want to see your VLDL levels, and we want to see what kind of LDL do you have. Not just total number. Is it pattern A, large, pattern B, small? You don't want pattern B, you want pattern A. And you want your A's to be high enough that they're around 100 to 110, 115 functionally. Okay, what is it that often creates these elevations? Remember we said there's deficiencies, so you have a bad, poor diet, low diet. You have low activity, sedentary lifestyle. You have lots of stress that's wreaking havoc on your fight or flight responses. You have insulin resistance, the inability for you to burn sugar for energy. So what happens is the body resorts to fat and cholesterol burning. So of course your cholesterol is going to go up. If you don't have sugar in the cell deficiency, you're going to have lots of cholesterol in the blood because you can use it for energy. More than likely, something's going on with your thyroid. If your numbers are off balance, you have high cholesterol, high triglycerides, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, you have about an 80 to 90% chance your thyroid levels are deficient because your thyroid hormones regulate all of that. And lastly, something we can talk about on our next segment, your vitamin D is probably low. And I'm going to say with confidence, it is. Okay, every single patient that I test their vitamin D levels with fail it, except for 2 in the last 10 years. And I'm talking new patients walking in. When we retest our current patients, we get their levels back up on track again. So vitamin D deficiency causes elevations. Thyroid deficiency causes elevations. Sugar in your cell deficiency, diabetes causes elevations. Lack of movement, you're just sitting around doing nothing, causes elevations. And lack of good diet causes elevations. So when we come back, I'm going to share with you how to address these the right way. And I'm talking how to drop cholesterol in like 90 days to where your doctor says, you got to get off the meds immediately because we're pushing it too low. Same with pressure, same with sugars, same with triglycerides. It's that simple. And February 6th is right around the corner. It's next Saturday. Free webinar, 10 a.m. in the morning, solving your health issue. You let us know what's going on. We'll develop protocols and we'll give them to you during the webinar. 704-906-2094 is the number to register. That's 704-906-2094. Call it, text it, connect with us. We'll be right back.
Sterling believes in the science of CBD. Here's 3 great reasons to choose Sterling CBD. Reason number 1, Sterling is pure CBD. Sterling CBD is made from pure CBD isolate. We remove all the THC and unnecessary compounds, leaving only pure CBD. Reason number 2, backed by science. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, has approved CBD for U.S. Olympic athletes, but they only approve pure CBD, like Sterling CBD. Reason number 3, our organic hemp is FDA approved. At Sterling CBD, we quality control test at every manufacturing stage. We start with organic hemp plants and track them to our FDA-registered food-grade extraction facility. Our pure CBD products include capsules, isolates, lotions, and oils. We even have CBD pet products. You can find Sterling CBD at drernstscbd.com. Use the coupon code Dr. Ernst for 20% off your order.
Today, Monticello has a population of 126. It's a small enough town, everybody knows everybody. There are no stoplights in Monticello, so if you're driving too fast, you're going to miss it. But if you happen to turn in, you're going to run across a great Protestant church that has services every Sunday morning. You can go to the post office, and the postmaster's name is Randy. He's always glad to see you. Everybody in town knows everybody. When you walk in the bank, you're called to by your first name. You're not just an account number. We've started the business there 10 years ago, and very slowly, surely, we've built up a business that actually reaches out and touches all 50 states and several foreign countries. At the turn of the century, diabetes was almost non-existent. But if you turn the clock up 100 years to 2000, we have a runaway epidemic of diabetes. When I went to school, nobody had ADD. I mean, you look at the modern school today, you've got kids taking medicine, and this is all driven off of diet. And it's so simple just to get back to the foundations of good, healthy diet. And by consuming, grass-fed beef, organic vegetables, getting away from processed foods. This is a paddock move. These animals are coming into this paddock. This has been at rest for probably 30 days. And as soon as they come in here, you can watch their habits. They're going to put their nose down. They're going right after high quality forage.
What I've done here today is give them a fresh strip of grass controlled by this tape over here. This has given them a very consistent ration from day to day. This is an example of what they're getting to eat right now.
But you can just observe the humor of the animals. This is the happiest time of the day. I call it ice cream and cookies. Looking down on the ground, on the landscape here, we have a lot of clovers. We got annual forages, perennial forages, and a lot of the native forages have come back. The blue stems, the Indian grasses, they're much more prevalent in June and July, but the old seed stock is here. But if we manage the landscape like it should be managed, 95% of the public has never heard of CLA, but it's one of the best kept secrets in agriculture in these grazing animals. You get it from grass-fed beef, grass-fed lamb, grass-fed bison. And you might ask, what does CLA do? A very unique compound, one of the best things you could consume from the standpoint of cancer. It's very effective against cancer. It's very effective against diabetes. Research out of Purdue has documented that. A lot of animal trials, now human trials. And most interestingly, it actually helps the body put on lean muscle and reduce fat. 90% of the cattle in this country or more end up going into a commercial feedlot where they're slowly converted from a grazing diet over to a starch diet. When you fill the animal full of starch, you completely change the chemistry of the finished product, and you end up with an omega-6-3 ratio 20 to 1, 18 to 1, and the CLA production is almost nil because of the starch diet.
I don't think that you can beat this example right here where the sun's energy is producing this grass, and this grass is producing these cattle without having any antibiotics, growth promotants, or grain fed to them.
Grass-fed beef is a unique opportunity for you to take control of your health. I've taken control of my health over the last 10 years. I feel better, I feel stronger. Our animals eat right, so you can too.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Thanks for tuning in to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. We're broadcasting on every channel we possibly can. 1110 AM, 99.3 FM, WBT. What else? Radio.com. After the show finishes, we'll be on Spotify. We'll be on iTunes. Some of you are watching us live stream. Let me see. Yes, we have Facebook. We have YouTube. We have Twitter. We have Instagram. So we live stream this as a video that you can watch after or during. I think the live streams are my most favorite because, again, we can engage. If you ask questions, that is. We have had a few, good, but we need more. Again, remember, this is free information. I mean, you ask a question, bam, I'm going to answer it during the commercial breaks. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll even go deep and give you a huge response. But how you unlock the secret is ask a question. That's why we call it Ask Dr. Ernst. How do I ask a question? Facebook.com/AskDrErnst, YouTube.com/AskDrErnst, Twitter.com, Instagram.com, or .com. There's a button at the top that says Ask a Question. Very, very, very easy. I'm also going to throw out the number again for our webinar registration. This is the last Saturday before the event. This isn't your last chance. We still have all during the week that you can call, but now's really the heavy time to do it. Okay, because you're listening right now, so pick up the phone right now and call this number right now, 704-906-2094. If you don't want to talk to a human being, great. Text it. We need your name, though, and your email. Again, guess what happens? I'll get a text that says this, register me. And my team's going to say, oh, for what? Just kidding. We're going to say, we need your name and email. So just go ahead and send it over. Name, email, bam, done. Your phone number comes through when you text, and you'll get the free registration. What time is it? 10 a.m. 10 a.m. next Saturday, the 6th. How much does it cost? Nothing. What do you have to do? On your phone, tablet, PC, click a link that we will email to you. And just like this, right through the camera, we're going to start saying, okay, John wants to lose 20 pounds. Mary wants to get off blood pressure. So does Susan and Jack and Billy and, I don't know, got to come up with some more names. Thomas and Robert and Sharon. Okay, all these people want to get off these. This is what else we need to talk about. And it's custom, specific to you. You might even say like, well, I don't have heart problems. I have diabetes. Hop on. I don't have diabetes. I have thyroid. Hop on. I don't have thyroid. I have MS. Hop on. I don't have MS. I have cancer. Hop on. There's really nothing worse than cancer, unfortunately. So just hop on. All right, 704-906-2094. And we're continuing the conversation of why are my labs always high? Have you ever wondered that? So my cholesterol's high, my sugars are high, my triglycerides are high, my liver enzymes are high. Why is it that we rarely have somebody come back and say, gee, my liver enzymes were so low, they want me to take enzymes? Never. My cholesterol was so low, they're worried and they want me to raise my cholesterol. Rarely. My sugars are so low, I feel like I'm going to crash and fall apart. Sometimes, but usually it's because you're over-medicating or you've been fasting for a month. How about this one? My triglycerides, doc, they're so low. The doctor said I need to eat a lot of fat. Never. Okay, so it's always the opposite. And why? There's always a deficiency. We talked about the common deficiencies that cause cholesterol to be high, sugars, triglycerides, and pressure is you have a weak, low diet. Listen to this. Studies show that the leading cause of high cholesterol is your diet is so inefficient with nutrients and vitamins that you don't create proper production and conversion of cholesterol in the first place. It's estimated that between 25 and 60% of the intake of people's diet comes from processed foods. Certain studies show that if you just do the following, stop eating processed foods, more specifically, vegetable oils, canola, cottonseed, corn, etc., that you will have a massive change in your inflammatory scores such that HDL levels elevate and LDL levels drop and total cholesterol normalizes. Second, we talked about the fact that you just need to get moving. Okay, most of us don't move enough. Well, I got up from the sofa to go to the kitchen to get my lasagna. That's not movement, guys. No. I'm talking about on a walk or a run or a bike or a whatever, a kayak, a paddleboard. Move. Well, it hurts, my back. Well, you need to start moving more. Well, my spine. Go to a chiropractor. Well, I was tight the next day. You should be. Okay, last time I worked out, I didn't like how I felt the next day, but guess what? It wears off, and you go back and you do it again, and again and again and again. Stress is a big player. We know this. Stress can cause everything. And what we tend to find is when you're stressed, your cholesterol goes up because it's a fight or flight hormone. So if you're stressed a lot, your cholesterol will be high. So what's the problem? You're deficient in your management skills for stress. If your sugar in your cells are low, but in the blood is high, then the high sugar is going to create an inflammatory response, and your cholesterol comes out to try to calm it all down. And so what we see is people who have really high diabetes also have cholesterol problems. But it's the sugar issue that's causing it, not the lack of a statin. So oftentimes a lot of diabetics will say, well, I take my sugar pills, and I take my cholesterol pills, and I take my blood pressure pills, and I take my, oh God, I'm taking an everything pill. No, stop. Okay, you're not addressing the core issue, which is a deficiency. Thyroid is another huge player. Look, if you struggle to get your cholesterol under track, stop forcing your cholesterol down with statins and switch to working on your thyroid instead. Now, it's a whole nother animal, and I've done shows on thyroid. And then lastly, vitamin D. Okay, studies have shown if your vitamin D is less than 30, you are never going to solve your cholesterol problems. Vitamin D at 30 is like very deficient, okay? It needs to be 60, 70, 80, 90. It's called the sunshine vitamin for a reason. It's produced when you're in the sun, but the problem is, like right now, it's too cold to go outside with enough skin to be exposed, and there's no UVB to even produce it, so you have to take a supplement. Most adults need 5,000, sometimes 10,000 units, and that is the starting point. When we come back, more about various treatments you can do. And don't forget to register for the webinar right now, 704-906-2094. We'll be right back.
So this is the difference between biodynamic and conventional farming. Let's look at the difference in vineyards here. You have very green grass and herbs and life growing, and then dead soil over here. So this is a conventional vineyard where they spray pesticides, they use a lot of tractors to pull up the soil. This soil is dead, it's dry. There's no life. This is Klaus's vineyard. It's farmed biodynamically. Everything is picked by hand and they don't use any chemicals. So there's life, there's green grass, everything grows. This is the big disparity between conventional farming and biodynamic farming, and you can see it perfectly side by side. We prefer this wine, of course, because this wine is dead. There's nothing living in it.
Sterling believes in the science of CBD. Here's 3 great reasons to choose Sterling CBD. Reason number 1, Sterling is pure CBD. Sterling CBD is made from pure CBD isolate. We remove all the THC and unnecessary compounds, leaving only pure CBD. Reason number 2, backed by science. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, has approved CBD for U.S. Olympic athletes, but they only approve pure CBD, like Sterling CBD. Reason number 3, our organic hemp is FDA approved. At Sterling CBD, we quality control test at every manufacturing stage. We start with organic hemp plants and track them to our FDA-registered food-grade extraction facility. Our pure CBD products include capsules, isolates, lotions, and oils. We even have CBD pet products. You can find Sterling CBD at drernstscbd.com. Use the coupon code Dr. Ernst for 20% off your order.
What if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
Hello! You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, and we're having a Great conversation today. At least I think it's great. Some comments on our Facebook feeds, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So some people are liking it. Do this for me, guys. There's a blue thumb up on Facebook. I think on Instagram, I believe it's like a heart, if I remember right, a red heart. YouTube just has a thumbs up, but it's white. And Twitter, I think you can retweet. You can click the little like button. There's a few of you doing it. How about this? Okay, now let's try the hearts. If you're on Facebook, those little hearts, right? Do we see them? Yeah, there's a few of them. Okay, keep doing that. And then you can't do hearts on anywhere but Facebook, at least that I'm aware of, other than Twitter, I think, has a heart. So does Instagram, but you can only push it once, because if you push it again, it unhearts it. Then it rehearts it, unre. So, yeah, there you go, like that. So you might be going like, what the heck is he talking about? Okay, remember, we live stream through cameras in the studio, live, and we want to connect with you guys. We're also hosting a webinar next Saturday. If you're just tuning on, maybe you've been channel surfing and you crashed your surfboard and you landed on 11:10 a.m., hey, wake up, and we want you to come to a webinar so you can learn how to surf life well. No more disease. Maybe you're on 99.3 FM and you were searching around, or you were on some other FM station and you landed at 993 going, what's this? Let's get you healthy and well. It's free. It's on Saturday next week, the 6th, 10 a.m. And guys, we're going to talk about what you need to heal from. Primarily, it's heart health month, so we're doing the big hitters, right? High cholesterol, high blood sugars, high triglycerides, high what else is high? LDL, HDL, VLDLs, cholesterols, blood pressures, sugars, triglycerides, heart-related things, inflammatory scores. We had someone who messaged us through our website and said, Dr. Ernst, I've been on a statin for 10 years. I'm not going to use a name. 10 years. And my cholesterols are still off balance. My doctor wanted to increase this dose. What should I do? Okay, so John, sorry, I said no names, but John, here's the deal. If the statins themselves are not really doing anything to lower it, then I hope you would realize the statin isn't solving your issue. Okay, so if they're asking to push more and push harder, it just means that they're trying to get your number down to 200, but again, it ain't budging. It's kind of like, I paid my credit card off. I gave them $70, but the next month, the interest was $140, so I'm never getting ahead. Okay, well, as you pay more, you'll make it. Well, if you pay $140, you're just going to be neutral, and you're never going to get a deficiency in the balance. So step number 1 for John and everybody else who wants to learn how to get off their statins, you got to solve the problem. You have to get testing to find out what's going on underneath. Is it a thyroid issue? Is it a vitamin D issue? Is it conversion issues within your liver? Do you have inflammatory problems? Is there a diabetes wreaking its ugly head that you didn't know about? Okay. The second question we saw that was quite common is, can I just stop my statins? Do I have to wean myself off? How do I get off of a statin? Do I just stop? No. Okay. Red alert. Okay. I'm not your physician. I'm not your prescribing physician. And I can never say to you, oh yeah, just, go home and dump them in the toilet. Okay, I can't. But I do want you to be aware of one thing. Statins themselves are extremely dangerous, and they are one of the only medications you can quit cold turkey. But that has to be a conversation you have with your prescribing physician. And here's the challenge with that. You're going to go into your doctor and say, Doc, I want to stop the statins. And he's going to look at your cholesterol and go, no way, you're going to have a heart attack and pop and die if you do that. And you're going to say, well, what am I supposed to do? And he's going to say, stay on your statins. And if you're weak in understanding, weak in awareness, then you'll just go, oh, okay, and you leave and you're still taking them. So if I can get you on the webinar, I can teach you how to do this, and we'll work with your physician. And here's what we're going to do. We're not going to take you off the meds. We're going to get you so stinking clean, healthy on the inside that your meds make your numbers go so far down that your doctor goes, whoa, John, what are you doing? You're over-medicating. I have to pull back. See how it works? Oh, I love it. I have to pull back. John, your cholesterol is 100. Oh, my God. Stop the statins immediately till we figure out what's going on. And then the doctor's going to say, John, you lost 72 pounds. Like, how'd you do that in 6 months? Well, I became a doctor. Listened to this guy on WBT, and, he gave me 6 things to do to fix my health, and I did all 6 of them, and what do you know? And the doctor's going to be like, well, keep doing what you're doing. That's how the conversation goes. Listen, I've even had phone calls with physicians. Dr. Ernst, how'd you do this? Well, I didn't actually do anything. What do you mean? Surely you gave the patient something. I taught them how to eat right, detox, manage their levels. We did some tests. We found out they were deficient in 8 different enzymes, and they were missing 12 nutrients. So we custom built a diet, and we gave them some supplements to fix this. Well, what medical school did you go to? What does that have to do with anything? Why are you asking me this question? Well, I want to find out what drug you gave them. I didn't give them a drug. Oh, well, what kind of doctor are you? I'm not the kind you are. Well, how'd you do this? I just told you. Well, I don't understand. It's okay. Let it go, right? You, MD, can't heal patient. Only patient can heal themselves. Okay, if you're looking for that level of coaching and training, connect with us. AskDrErnst.com. How do we solve the deficiencies? Well, number one, stop eating processed foods. Guys, it's as simple as that. If it's found in a wrapper or a box or, it's to go or whatever, okay, eat real food. It's real simple. What's real food? Fats that come from plants and animals. Proteins that come from plants and animals. Vegetables, nuts and seeds, fruits. Keep them on the low carbohydrate indexes. And that's it. Simple. Listen to this. A study that was done at the School of Medicine and Pharmacology in Australia. What's an Australian accent? Good eye, mate. They said this, right? If you want to fix your cholesterol, you first need to decrease your body weight to lose weight. You have to fix your insulin resistance. But I don't have diabetes. Yes, you do. You just don't know it. It might be pre-diabetes, but you have something wrong with your insulin. Otherwise, your cholesterol wouldn't be high. Change your diet into a focus. This is what they did. This is a study. Vegetables, nuts, seeds, garlic, and sweet potatoes. And cut back on sweetened carbonated beverages, refined processed foods, and all baked goods. Baked. Did you get it? No cookies, cakes, baked items. The American Journal of Physiology Medical found that when rats were given fructose, they had a 20% increase in triglycerides and cholesterol. Fats elevated in the blood sugars and the blood of these rats when they gave fructose. Where do you find fructose? Well, it's in everything. Okay? Honey is fructose. Agave is fructose. Coca-Cola uses high fructose. Pepsi, all carbonated products. Look at this. Ketchup and mayonnaise and all the condiments, salad dressings, they all have fructose in them. So instead, the suggestion is get rid of the fructose from your diet. What about fruits, Dr. Ernst? Fruits have fructose in them. Yeah, get rid of them. Cut them out. If you have high blood pressure, high triglycerides, high cholesterol, no fruit for you until when? Everything returns to normal. We want to eat the right kinds of fats. And be careful because, people will say, oh, there's a lot of cholesterol in eggs, so don't eat eggs. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, what happens is corn-fed eggs have a lot of oxidized cholesterol molecules in them that when you eat them, yes, they can cause problems, but free-range, organic, vegetarian, pasture-raised have healthy cholesterols in them. The right ratios, that's what you want. Sardines, mackerel, herring, anchovy, and flax has been shown in research to help lower cholesterol levels and triglycerides. So you want to eat the right kinds of fats. What we want to stay away from is anything that is, again, processed. So pork, sausage, ham, bacon, lunch meats, processed meats. In 2018, a study done in Korea highlighted the fact that if you ate processed meats, you were more likely to have elevated cholesterol and triglycerides. So stay away from processed packaged meats. I don't know about you, but the last time I saw a ham walking around, a pork, with a perfectly circular rear end, never. Okay, so what is that? Okay, they're taking it and grinding it and putting it into a press and making it that perfect circular whatever. Gross. Just don't do it. Okay? We want to cut back on starchy foods, and this is things like pastas, potatoes, cereals, and grains. And hopefully that makes sense because it makes a lot of inflammation. This is a tough one. It's really hard for me to say this. If you have high cholesterol, sugars, triglycerides, blood pressure, no alcohol. Oh, did we just lose 50% of our listener base? Yeah. Listen, okay, alcohol is a toxin, but can you have it later on when you're healthy? Sure, if it's the right kind and the right styles, yes. But when you want to get well, no alcohol. What about current opinions in lipidology? This is a major study, guys. They showed that even one drink a week can elevate cholesterol levels. Get your butt moving, start working out, cardio, no. High-intensity trainings, yes. There's really a lot of studies showing that cardiac workouts, right, long treadmill runs and all this kind of stuff causes more problems for your heart than anything else. So we want to go short, fast bursts. They call it sort of surge training or HIIT, high-intensity trainings. There's a lot of, gyms that are coming out very popular about this. I think there's Burn Boot Camp, right? They're going to burn your butt, right? And it's not a simple little treadmill run. You've got Orange Theory, right? Whew, that circuit will put you to shame. Good to do, though. Okay, and I'm not endorsing any of them. I'm just saying, hey, I've seen these companies lying around. I do work out, but I do it on my own. Another one that lowers cholesterol super fast is intermittent fasting. I don't have enough time to talk about it because I've talked about it so many times before. Just skip breakfast, eat lunch and dinner only. And here are the vitamins you want to focus on for cholesterol, triglycerides, and pressures. B3, niacin. Listen to this. It lowers triglyceride levels by 30%, raises HDL levels by up to 30%, and can elevate the deficiencies you have causing your cholesterol issues. Just the one vitamin alone. Most people are vitamin B3 deficient when we test them, so niacin. Lipoic acid, okay, the research, listen to this. The archives of biochemistry and biophysics tested triglyceride levels on rats and found that if you increase lipoic acid for 5 weeks, everything reset to normal. Garlic, massive amounts of benefits. In fact, garlic is not only just antibacterial and antiviral, it literally lowers triglycerides and cholesterol, and in the Journal of Nutrition, 38% reduction. We also have lavender, holy basil, lemongrass, and a bunch of others that you can go to AskDrOrange.com to learn more about how to use very simply and easily. And guys, this is it. Last chance. Next Saturday, 10 a.m. in the morning. How to solve your health issues, most specifically heart-related, blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides. More so than just what we talked about today, finding your root cause. The number to call for the free webinar is 704-906-2094. That's 704-906-2094. A quick word from our sponsors, and we'll see you all next week.